And I'm just getting some of my raised beds ready. I'm going to be planting some of my earlier crops that I can be planting. I don't have to worry about whether it gets cold or not. I'm just getting my bed ready. The first bed that I'm getting ready is actually the bed that I'm putting my carrots in. And so far what I've done is I've taken my pitchfork and I've dug down about a foot and turned it over. And now I'm going to be adding a little, about a half a cup of, it's an organic fertilizer that I'm putting in. It's just the 5-5-5 ratio. And I'm putting in a half a cup per a 10-foot row. And in this bed, I'm actually going to have either 2 or 3 rows of carrots planted in this row. So this is the bed that I've just turned over. This was actually the bed that I had my fall and winter cover crop in. I had over here now, I have the chickens on this side in the little portable chicken coop, and they are digging up and turning over the fall crop over here. So I don't know if you can see them in there. I have to, it's kind of sunny. It's a little sunny in there. So anyways, I have the 3 chickens in there and they are digging that up, and it's almost time to remove that chicken coop off, and that's my last bed that I have to turn, that I had the fall and winter rye cover crop on. So on this bed, I'm just going to be adding my fertilizer now, and then I'm going to rake that in with my little cultivator that I have on that. So this is the fertilizer that I have here. I picked it up at our local feed store. So I'm just going to sprinkle in a half a cup across the whole. And then I'm going to do a half a cup down the other side. Because like I say, I'm going to be putting in 2 or 3 rows of carrots. And then I'll grab my cultivator and dig that in. Break up some of these clumps. Clump of cover crop. I'm just going to take this out, and I have a little bucket that I'm going to be putting in my compost. Because I don't want big clumps of the fall and winter cover crop, because then it'll just probably sprout and start growing again. So those big clumps I'll just remove right out of there. And then another thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pounding in these T-posts in the back here, because I'm going to put my cattle, one of my panels, back up here. And this one I'm actually going to be growing. I got my chart. On this one, I'm going to be growing some cucumbers up this side, and then I'm going to have carrots in front of it. So I'm going to get these T-posts up here. I'm going to put these shorter ones in. Last year I had these taller ones in, and we had a heck of a time trying to pound them in with this eaves lower on this side. So I'm going to put this one in. Yeah. Right there. And then I can pound that one in. And I'll put this other one right about here. And then I'm going to pound those in. And I've got my T-post pounder here. Push some dirt, and then I'll do this one. There we go. So pound that in. I'm still going to need my husband to help me, but he isn't here right now. So I'm just getting all these pounded in, get it ready. Then him and I will, it takes two people to put the panel back up, because then we tie it up with the zap straps. And I'm not planting my cucumbers because it's too early to plant my cucumbers. But once I plant my carrots, I don't want to be stepping in this bed trying to put these T-posts in and then putting the panel up. I'd rather do it now than as opposed to after I've planted the carrots in there. So now I've got this bed ready, and I'm going to be doing another bed over there. I'm going to be having lettuce and beets. So I'm going to get that bed prepared as well. So for this one, I'm going to be digging this one up with my pitchfork and turning it over. It's pretty loose actually, which is good. This was another bed that we had the chickens on. You want to make sure when you're standing on this bed that you have your footing is good, because I don't want to fall. Ah. Break up some of these larger clumps. And with the lettuce and the beets going on this bed, I'm just on the side that has the lettuce going to be growing, I'm going to be adding a little bit of lime on that side. But I have to read and find out how much lime I have to put in. It doesn't say how much lime to put in. So I'm just going to be putting the lime in on this side. I'll just grab a handful and I'll just shake it in on this side. And this is just called Dolomite lime. And again, I picked this up just at our local feed store. And that helps to raise their pH soil levels. Cultivator, and just dig that in. Push it into the soil. I'm not going to be planting my lettuce right away. That's why I'm adding the lime to my bed. But I will be planting the beets on this other side. So I'm just going to level out this side. So I'll be planting my annual bunching onions. They're just a green onion. And I also have onion sets. I did happen to, with my onion sets, I actually found a variety pack of the onions. So I have a yellow, a white, and a red onion. So I'm going to be doing that. Last year I just planted just a regular yellow onion set, but I want to try to do a variety pack this time. Okay, so that's it for that bed. I just dug up this bed. This is where my peas and my spinach, beans are going to be going in this bed. And in the fall we also added we amended the soil with compost, and we did all of these beds in the fall. We've amended all of them with compost. So now I'm just adding in on this one, on the side, the right side, I'm amending this side with bone meal, and on the other side I'm going to be amending that side with the fertilizer. Bone meal. And on this side, I'm going to be putting in almost 2 cups. And this is just a half a cup. I want it as close to these T-posts as possible, because I'm going to be planting it right up so then it can climb up the panel once we put the panel back on. We had the chickens on that other bed, so we took the T-posts off of the bed across from this one, but because I didn't have a fall and winter cover crop on this side, we left these T-posts in. So one last thing that I have to do. Now I'm going to add the fertilizer onto this side. And I won't be putting as much fertilizer as I did with the bone meal on the other side. That sun, it can't decide whether it wants to be out. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's nice when it's out, and it's nice when it goes down too. Because I mean, when it goes down, I'm cold, so that's why I have my hoodie on. But when it comes out, it's like, whew, is it time to take the hoodie off? And then it's like, oh no, and there it goes back down again. Not time to take the hoodie off. Good thing. Last year in this bed, I had on this side in front here, I had my eggplants, and then climbing up the panel, I had, it was spaghetti squash, and in front I had Brussels sprouts, and on that side I had lettuce. So now I'm changing my beds around, and I'm gonna have peas growing up the panel. I'm gonna have bush beans in front of them, and on that side I'm going to have my spinach. So yeah, it'll be nice. I'm just glad to be out in the garden again. In this bed, I am going to pound in my T-posts again, put them back in here, and then again I'll get my husband, wait until my husband comes home, and then Jamie will help me put the panel back in. This was an arbor, like a, kind of like a, I don't know what I have over there, where it goes over. And so on this side, I had last year, I actually had butternut squash climbing up the arbor, and I had spaghetti squash climbing up this side of the arbor. So this year I'm going to have snap peas coming up this side, and on this side I'm going to have pole beans coming up on that side. So I'm going to pound my T-posts in. I got to get my pounder now. Trying to get it about halfway in, and then I'll pound it in the rest of the way. I'm going to have it fairly straight. Okay. There. Another bed done. It's coming along. Okay, so I'm back at my first bed that I had dug up and pounded in my T-posts. And for this one, this is the one where I'm putting my carrots. Now I'm gonna wet my soil. Need to find. There we go. I like that one. So I'm gonna wet my soil. Just give it a good drink. After I'm done wetting the soil, then I will clean this up a bit. Got some chicken squat on here. Clean that up. Might as well put it right into the dirt. So after I water this pretty good, then I'm going to make my rows for my carrots. And I'm going to plant, like I say, 2 or 3 rows. Haven't decided. We'll wait and see how much space I have. Okay. I started out using this hose, and I turned the water on, and there was water spraying everywhere. I'm like, well, obviously this is no good. So I remembered I had just bought a new sprayer, so I had to go back into the house and go get that. Okay, so I'm gonna get my carrots out. Got to refer to my chart. So I got carrots here, and then I've got carrots gonna be growing over there as well. And over there I'm probably gonna get 2 rows, so I think I'm gonna do 3 rows here because I want to put in the, oh, what are they called? The Danvers half long. I want to put those over here and put 3 rows of those over here, because over on that other side I'm going to use up my solar yellow carrots and my purple haze carrots. I don't think I'm going to be planting them again. I tried them last year and they were all right, but I find that the Danvers half longs are definitely have a lot nicer flavor to them, so I'm going to plant a majority of those. So I'm going to get my carrot seeds out. These carrot seeds are a little bit old. My husband actually had purchased them when he first started deciding, you know, he was figuring it out that, you know, maybe we should start saving up stuff just in case. You never know when the crap hits the fan. So he had ordered, when I made a seed order, and in 2016 he ordered a bunch of seeds, and he said to me, well, maybe you should use up those seeds. So I'm gonna use these up, these 2016 seeds. I'm just gonna dump them in this measuring cup, and I'm gonna get my hoe and I'm gonna make 3 rows. I gotta put something on my paper. Now the sun has gone away and it's a little bit more windy. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 rows of carrots. I'm not very anal when it comes to having my rows overly, they don't have to be straight as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they're relatively straight, but they don't have to be really straight in my books. I'm not that particular about my rows. And I'll do 1 more row here, right in beside. And then I'll have enough room to put my cucumbers in behind. I was going to put melons over here, but I decided to put cucumbers. I mean, they like the sun, but not as much as the melons do. And the melons prefer a lot more sun. So, I'm gonna get my carrots. Okay, still have quite a few seeds. I'll put the rest of my seeds in my pack. I forgot to bring out my little marking tags that I usually have. How did I remember almost everything else except for my tags? Okay, well, I guess I'll have to go get my tags. Okay, so I found some stakes, tags. I only found 1 tag for the carrots, so I'm using this stake for my 1 row, and I'm using this for another row. And then I'm going to, I brought this board over because I'm actually going to cover these rows with the carrots, because then it'll, I've watered it, and it'll actually help keep that moisture and keep the sun from drying out the seeds, and it'll help with the germination rate of the seeds because carrots can take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, this board's probably too long. Yeah, too long. I gotta go find a shorter board. I think this board will work. Last time I did this with that last board, I came through here and knocked my camera over. You gotta pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to cover up these 2 rows here. And plus, when we come to put this panel in, and if we step on that board, that'll be totally fine. I need to find one more board for this other row. Be right back. These are just scrap boards that we have. Perfect. Okay, that's it for my carrots. Unfortunately, that's all I'm going to be doing for today out in the garden. I'm going to have to put all this stuff away. I have my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law coming over for dinner. And oh, so we finally dispatched the mama pig last night. And my husband has it hanging in the back here, and he's going to drop it off at the butcher's tomorrow. So hallelujah, we actually have the mama pig has been dispatched, dropping it off at the butcher's, gonna have it butchered. So there we go, one other thing off the list of things to do. So that was good. That was really great. My oldest son came over to help, and they dispatched it and gutted it.